Welcome back, Cowboys Nation, and thank you so much for joining me today because we've got a massive and honestly concerning update coming straight out of Dallas Cowboys training camp. This is the kind of news that no fan wants to hear, especially this close to the season, but it's unfolding right now, and we need to break down every detail. Two key players, Jaydon and Jake Ferguson, have both gone down with injuries during practice, and that's sent shockwaves through the team and the fanbase. Add to that the surprising and unexplained absences of Micah Parsons and owner Jerry Jones from camp today, and suddenly there's a lot of uncertainty swirling around the Cowboys. Fans are asking, is this just a blip on the radar, or could this be the start of a troubling trend as we head into the critical stretch before preseason ramps up? Today, we're diving deep into what happened, what it could mean for the Cowboys roster, and what might really be going on behind the scenes. The day started like any other training camp session. Energy was high, the stands were filled with fans eager to catch a glimpse of the team gearing up for the 2025 season, and the players were in their usual high-spirited mode during warm-ups. But then, during a series of intense drills, the mood shifted dramatically. Jaydon, the promising young running back who's been generating buzz with his explosive speed and playmaking potential, went down awkwardly after a cut to the outside. From those who were close enough to see, it wasn't a typical trip or stumble. His knee seemed to buckle just slightly, and he immediately grabbed for it. Trainers rushed over, teammates gathered around, and the atmosphere on the field got tense fast. He was helped off without putting much weight on the leg, and while he didn't appear to be in excruciating pain, there was enough concern that he was immediately taken for evaluation. Blue has been seen as a potential breakout player for Dallas this season, especially with the team looking to add more versatility to the running game. Losing him, even for a few weeks, could force a major shift in offensive planning. If that wasn't enough bad news for one day, not long after the incident with Blue, tight end Jake Ferguson, one of Dak Prescott's most reliable targets last season, suffered what appeared to be a shoulder injury during a contested catch drill. Ferguson, who's been in great form throughout camp, was going up for a high ball when a defensive back made contact in midair. He landed hard on his side, immediately clutching at his upper arm and shoulder area. You could see the frustration on his face as trainers attended to him, because Ferguson knows just how vital he is to this offense, and missing reps at this stage is the last thing he wants. While the team hasn't released an official injury report yet, the fact that both Ferguson and Blue were taken off for further testing and didn't return to the field today is a worrying sign. Fans are now left holding their breath, waiting for word on the severity of both injuries, and speculation is already running rampant across social media. But here's where the story gets even more interesting or concerning, depending on how you look at it. Two major figures in the Cowboys organization were noticeably absent from training camp today. Micah Parsons, the defensive superstar who's the face of this Dallas defense, wasn't on the field, wasn't in pads, and wasn't even seen around the practice facility. Parsons is a guy who thrives on energy and competition, so his absence was glaring. There's been no official explanation from the team, which of course has led to a flood of theories. Is this an injury issue? A personal day? Or something else entirely? Given Parsons' importance not just to the defense but to the team's identity, any absence is going to raise eyebrows, and this one is no exception. And then there's Jerry Jones. The Cowboys owner is almost always a visible presence during camp, walking the sidelines, chatting with players, and keeping an eye on everything. But today, he was nowhere to be found. For a man as hands-on as Jerry, skipping a day like this is unusual, especially when it coincides with injuries to two key players and the unexplained absence of his defensive star. Some insiders are speculating that Jerry may have been tied up with business matters or possibly off handling something related to roster management, but with Jerry Jones, you never really know. When he's not front and center, people start to wonder what's going on in the background, and today's events have only fueled that speculation. So what does all of this mean for the Cowboys moving forward? Well, the timing could not be worse. Training camp is where chemistry is built, playbooks are fine-tuned, and roster battles are decided. The loss of reps for players like Blue and Ferguson not only impacts their own readiness but also affects how the offense develops timing and rhythm. If Blue's injury is serious, the Cowboys may have to rethink their running back rotation entirely. He was expected to bring a different dynamic compared to the more power-oriented backs on the roster, and his absence could limit the versatility of the run game. For Ferguson, even a minor injury could disrupt what was shaping up to be a strong connection with Prescott heading into the season. Dak has relied heavily on his tight ends, and Ferguson's reliability over the middle has been a crucial part of moving the chains in key situations. On the defensive side, Micah Parsons' absence, whatever the reason, is bound to have ripple effects. Parsons sets the tone for the defense, and without his presence in drills, the intensity naturally drops a notch. This is especially important because the Cowboys' defense has been one of the most hyped units in the league, with expectations of dominating opposing offenses. Missing key reps in camp, even for a player of Parsons' caliber, can have subtle but significant impacts once the season begins. And for Jerry Jones, while his absence might not directly affect on-field performance, it does raise questions about whether the organization is facing internal decisions or behind-the-scenes negotiations that could come to light in the coming days. The bigger picture here is that Cowboys fans have been cautiously optimistic about this season. After a strong showing last year but falling short in the playoffs, this year was supposed to be about taking that next step, contending not just for the NFC East but for a deep postseason run. Training camp injuries and absences like these can quickly derail momentum, especially if they linger or become part of a larger pattern. The NFL season is long and grueling, and every team faces adversity, but the way you start can set the tone for everything that follows. If Dallas begins the year short-handed or with stars not at 100%, it's going to make that climb a lot steeper. Fans are already voicing their concerns online, with some urging the team to bring in veteran depth at both running back and tight end, just in case these injuries turn out to be more than day-to-day. Names of free agents and possible trade targets are being tossed around, but the front office will need to weigh those options carefully. There's still time before the regular season kicks off, but the window for building chemistry is closing fast. If they're going to make moves, they'll need to do it sooner rather than later. As for the players themselves, the hope is that both Jaydon Blue and Jake Ferguson avoid anything serious and can return to practice soon. The next couple of days will be critical, as we should get updates on medical evaluations and possibly see how quickly they can get back on the field. For Parsons, the mystery surrounding his absence will need to be cleared up before fans start to assume the worst. And for Jerry Jones, it's only a matter of time before he's back in front of the cameras giving his signature candid takes on the state of the team. One thing is for sure, this has been one of the most eventful days of Cowboys training camp so far, and it's given us plenty to watch heading into the next sessions. The NFL is all about storylines, and right now, Dallas has more than its share. Whether these developments turn into just minor bumps in the road or the first signs of deeper issues remains to be seen, but you can bet we'll be following it every step of the way. So keep your eyes on the updates, because things are moving fast in Cowboys Nation, and the story of this season is already being written one training camp day at a time. If you're a true Cowboys fan and want to stay locked in on every twist and turn of this season, make sure you stick with us. We're going to keep breaking down every injury report, every roster move, and every headline coming out of Dallas, so you're never left in the dark. And remember, if you love this team and want to see them finally bring that Lombardi trophy back home, you've got to stay informed. So go ahead and hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and of course, subscribe so you don't miss any of our Cowboys coverage as we head into one of the most crucial seasons in recent memory.